Hi, I'm Paul. Today I'm going to introduce you to the Sledge. The Sledge can be used for a lot of different cases on the ice, so at the rink or on the lake, or if you're going on an oval for a public skate. So we're going to go through the safe use and how to fit people into the sled. Okay, so the sled is made up of a few parts that we're going to look at now. So when you get your sled, you want to make sure that first, everything is in order with the nuts and bolts. You don't want to have any missing bolts, and that would cause the blades to be loose. So everything here, all the bolts are there, everything is tight fitting, so that is excellent, so we're good to go there. There's straps here that you put your feet on, so you want to make sure you have those. And also, these are the seating straps, and you want to make sure that they look like they're in good condition, there's no rust or anything, and that they work. So everything here looks really good. Also, another thing is the seating here. So some people will have skin concerns, so you might want to bring extra cushioning for that. If you don't need those extra cushion, then this one that's provided is enough. And also some people use tape. So you'll want to get some hockey tape that you can tape your feet to the sled for the experience. And then this is the stick with the pick on it. And we just want to make sure that there's no splinters or anything, because there's a lot of, the hand is always kind of moving on the stick. And you don't want to have any splinters as well. So and once again, you want to check to make sure that the picks are tight to the stick. And then we should be good to go. And with the sled equipment, there's many accessories that come depending on your abilities and your needs. So some people aren't able to propel themselves full strength in the sled independently, so they will have someone push them, and that's what this is, a push bar. So with the push bar, when you receive the sled, you want to make sure that it's connected with the two connectors there. And with the sticks, what you can do with the person sitting in it that's being pushed is they can still tape their hand, their hockey glove preferably, to the stick, and then you'll be able to both together propel yourselves around the ice. Okay, so now we have the sled and we've checked it for safety and everything looks good. So we're going to fit Cassie into the sled. So thank you, Cassie, for volunteering to do this. So what we're going to do is, the first time that you get in a sled, it can be an anxious experience. So we really want to make that first involvement a positive one, and fitting people comfortably into the equipment is a large part to do with that. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Cassie sit in the sled. I'm going to help her, and as she sits down, there's a tendency for the front to kind of move up. So I'm going to keep the front down with my hand while she sits into the sled. So we're going to do that now. Great. Okay, so now that we're in the sled, we want to make sure that it's almost like finding a shoe that fits. We want to be able to put your hands by the side of your hips and be able to push down. You don't want it to be too tight, but you want it to be snug. So that looks like it's a decent fit, so that when you move your hips, the sled is going to move with you. So then we're going to say that that looks good. She's still smiling, so that's good. And then we're going to look at the length of the legs. So you want to have the balls of your feet pushing on the nose part of the sled. And it looks like her knees are slightly bent. So we're saying that that looks good. Her shoulders are over her hips, which is a very good thing. You don't want to be too slung back because you'll never be able to push properly. So she looks comfortable. Are you feeling comfortable?
Yep.
Excellent. So now what we're going to do is use the straps and strap her into the bucket. So most of the old sleds come with a cam cleat. So you push on this little buckle and it slides it. And what you do is you do an X. You connect that and then you pull. And you might have to push the cam cleat at the same time. So that one, if you push and push that little part there and pull. There you go, and then let go. There, it only goes one way. And then we're going to do an X on the other way. It can be awkward, so you have to be patient. Make sure you got it right. She's picking it up quick, and then you pull tight, and now she is ready to go sledding. We've just set up Cassie to be fitted comfortably into the sled, but I want to make sure everybody knows about a really big part of the Sledge. When you jump in for your first time, your experience is going to be dictated by how wide these blades are. So they are adjustable. There's like little rivets, and you loosen the bolts and you can adjust them in and out. But your first time should always be wide, because if they're in tight, then you're going to be falling over the whole time, and that's not going to be fun. So as a beginner, start wide, and that's going to make your experience a lot more enjoyable. Okay, so we have the sled equipment. It's safe. We have Cassie fit in the sled, so we want to make sure that when she's out on the ice, she's able to propel herself, and we're just going to go through the actual stroke to push herself. So she's going to hold the stick pretty high up, and then she's going to reach forward, and it's going to be a little, almost a vertical, slamming the pick into the ice. The more that you jam the pick into the ice, the better your push is going to be. So you're going to connect with the ice, and then you're going to follow through, and then repeat, and just keep doing that over and over. And if you want to turn, you're going to go on one side and not on the other. And if you want to turn the other way, you're going to turn on that side and not push with the other hand. So out and practice is next. Okay, so here we are, we're on the ice, and now I'm moving around using the picks that I want to change. So you're really going to have to practice doing 360 like this. You can move forward, you can move back, you can put your hand on the ice, you can lean over to one side, lean over, get comfortable. In sledge hockey, it's okay to use your hand to touch the ice and the puck. So now what I'm going to do is do a little turn, and you're going to see all the turning is done by the picking. So here I go, I'm going to make a right turn. So I'm going to go pick, pick, pick. That's my turn. I'm going to turn the other way, pick, pick, and then go like that. And with the sledges, in the summer months, you might want to do the wheel kit. So it's another option to get the experience of sledding. So when you put on the wheel kits, this goes on the front, and then you want to make sure that you have the two wheels in front of the single wheel. So that will be able to give you a better experience when you're turning. And then with the sticks, you want to take off the picks, and you're going to put on this instead. So it's all set up to be the same size. And what you'll also want to do if you're on a gym is to make sure that you keep wiping the dust off of it, because that contact, it gets a little slippery, and it'll be a better experience if you keep everything clean. After using the sled equipment, it's always good to wipe it down and keep it in good shape. We're also going to dry and cover the blades to keep the equipment working well. It's really important to note that you check in with the person using the sled equipment to make sure that they're comfortable, that we're supporting their abilities. And if you have any questions, to go to the local rec department or go on nsconnect.ca.